Hi, today I'm going to talk about factors and multiples. They sound really similar and they are really similar, and often students confuse them and they answer the wrong question. So first I'm going to talk about the multiples of 5. And there's lots and lots of multiples of 5. You can just do 5, 10, 15, 20. How many multiples of 5 are there? There's an infinite number of multiples, as opposed to the factors of 5 that multiply to 5. There's just 1 and 5. And today I'm going to talk about lowest common multiple and greatest common factor. And those are really used to either combine fractions with adding and subtracting, and also simplifying fractions, reducing fractions. So the example that I chose is using 12 and 18, finding the lowest common multiple and the greatest common factor. The first thing I did is I found the prime factors of 12 and 18, and you can see here 12 is 2 times 2 times 3, and 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. And the reason we want to do that is we want to find out what multiples, what factors go in and how can we create a multiple. So there are two methods that I have here. One is called the slide method and one is called the Venn diagram method. What the slide method does is it takes the two numbers and we first divide it by whichever number we think of first. So I thought of 2 first, and 2 goes into 12 6 times, and 2 goes into 18 9 times, and then each of these also divide by 3. So when we do 2 times 3, we get 6. That's the greatest common factor. That's the number that goes into both numbers. If we then look at what's left over here, this 2 and 3, if we multiply this 2 times 3 times 2 times 3, we get 36. And if we counted by 12s and 18s, 12 would be 12, 24, 36, and 18 would be 18, 36. Sometimes people will multiply the two numbers 12 times 18, which comes out to 216, which is a common multiple, but it's not the lowest common multiple. And if you tried to combine these fractions using 216 on the bottom, they would just be very big, and at the end you'd have to simplify. The Venn diagram method is to draw these two intersecting circles and put the common factors of 2 and 3 into the middle over here, saying that they share them. So this left-hand circle represents 12, and that's 2 times 2 times 3. And the right-hand circle represents 18, and that's 2 times 3 times 3. So the ones they share are 2 times 3, and then that becomes 6. And the ones that all of them have are 2, 2, 3, and 3, which is 36. And so if we take 12 over 18 and divide by 6, each one of them we get 2/3. Now the reason this is important is because also sometimes people will look at the greatest common factor, and if we look at the prime factors, the greatest prime factor is 3. But the greatest common factor is 6, and that's built out of the 2 and the 3 that they each have in common. I then chose a second example, 11 and 18. The factors of 11 are just 1 and 11. It's a prime number. And 18 has the same factors as displayed there. So the greatest number that goes into both of them is 1. And similarly, the lowest common multiple of 11 and 18, and here we are able to just multiply the numbers because they don't have any common prime factors. And that comes out to 198. So there are two examples of lowest common multiple and greatest common factor. Thank you very much.